It's me. And it is 3 minutes past 10. Good morning, everybody. / afternoon / evening, no matter what time of day it is for you, no matter where you are in the world. Welcome. Welcome to the Everything GM broadcast. Welcome to another music analysis stream. Today I have decided to challenge myself. I don't know how long we're going to go today, but I am going to do my best to do all 8 of the songs that have been requested in music chat, ending with another song from Epic, to no one's surprise, because that went very well last time. We had a lot of fun. But remember, if I do Epic, it's going to be 8 songs time, so we probably won't, but I'm wondering if I can. We're going to see. We're going to see. Because Star Wars Outlaws is coming out soon, like on Friday, and I don't want to leave people hanging, you know? So I'd like to get all that out of the way if we can, and make sure that your requested piece gets talked about at least a little bit. So I know I like to go on, you know? Okay, cool. The kiddos aren't around, so I don't have to do Epic first. Okay, that's fine. Well, I mean, you know, they could stick around and learn something about another track that isn't Epic, maybe. That might be fun, too. For those of you... yes, everyone knows I like to go on about things that I'm talking about. And one of those things is obviously music analysis as well. Sometimes we'll take an hour with a single piece just because it's super cool and it's got a lot to talk about. If I'm going to do 8 in one stream, I might not do that, because otherwise we'll be here until the evening stream, and then we can just do a double music analysis, and we might as well just keep going. Which makes me, when I think about it, makes me want to like crawl into my own insides and just die, because that sounds like exhaustion personified. But yay. I'd like you to know that you are welcome here, and know that no matter how you're engaging in this content, if you're live, if you're lurking, if you are watching the VOD, then it doesn't really matter. Know that you are welcome, and I'm happy to have you here. Thanks for enjoying this stream and for making me a part of your day. If you have not been listening to my announcements on the Discord, which you should join if you haven't already, you'll know that I'm reorganizing the Discord. So watching everyone use general chats that are going to be gone on Wednesday is interesting. Especially saying things that seem important to them. So yeah, just letting you know that those chats will be gone in 24 hours. More like 18 hours. So if you would like... So if you would like some of your messages to stay, and if you would like some more important things that you're doing to remain in the community, then you should repost. I told you to... I have directed you where to do them. If you want to know what channels are going away, I'm basically just deciding to reorganize the Discord. So I'm just making sure that we have, like, not 7 different general chats and 7 different meme chats and stuff just for different topics. My original vision was to have different wings of people with different interests kind of get together, but really there's so much overlap that it's just going to be, like, there are going to be so many people that see, like, 7 meme chats, and I'm just like, it's fine. We'll just have 1 meme chat. That's okay. And I still would like the interest categories, but I want to make those available to everyone, and they can just mute things as they see fit. So I'd like to get that going. So yeah, that's the idea. So I'm going to be re-establishing the roles. I'm going to be revamping those. I'm going to be condensing all the categories and all the channels and stuff. I'll be moving them into an archive, so you won't be able to see them, but they won't be gone. You can still request for them if you want to. But yeah. That's fine. And yeah, we're gonna move things. So if you were looking at the announcement chat, you'll see the message where I tell you exactly which channels are going. All the chat, media, and memes chats are going. except for the political ones, because I think we need to divide there between normal and political. And then some of the stream request ones will be switching, but all the teaching stuff is going as well, because I just like having it in one category instead. So yeah. I'd love to know how you guys are doing today. Give me your mental health out of 10, your physical health out of 10. I'd love to know. Hello, Taters, Alferg, Alex. Baron, very good. Mrs. Alferg, very nice. Sure. Stream buffering like it's no one's business, or is it just my Wi-Fi being shite? Might be the Wi-Fi. Could be back by now. What I do is I make things, I input in 1080p 60 FPS, and then I output, it scales down to 720p, so you should be fine. If you want to narrow down to one of my Billy ones, then knock Skinny off. L'amour is the one that'll be more interesting to dissect. Okay, cool. That's good to know, because I did have both up. So L'amour is, yeah, great. Okay, awesome. We got some Aracheesy ones as well. I wonder if she'll be here today. Now it's set up so she can watch and I can type. Casting from phone to device breaks chat. Yeah, it's a little bit weird. Did I put my stuff in the wrong channel? I probably did. No, what do you mean? No, you put epic stuff in music stream requests. That's where it's supposed to be. They done a big Docu Who concert today, which I wasn't at, but I listened to the radio broadcast of it. Oh boy, it was brilliant. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think if you being at live concerts is like such a cool feeling. I'm a solid 10 out of 10 today. Oh man, that's fantastic. Oh my goodness, super cool, man. Yep, I definitely posted my stuff in the chat that's leaving. You know, and I thought people would read when I told them things. Hang on, no, I'll tell you live. I'll dress you down live so you can like listen to it in real time. I thought that when I sent messages and tag everyone, that at least a few people would read it, and then you, in true Taters fashion, reacted to it. So that tells me at least one person read it. And you're the only one who's given any indication that anything is changing in the Discord. So out of 70 people that are here, so I think it's the most embarrassing for you. But for everyone else, it's just because they don't have eyes, apparently. But for you, it's just it's because you don't have
I'm
a
a
brain,
bad admin.
or yeah. I'm just kidding. I'm very obviously kidding. It doesn't matter. I think really the most important thing is that you like if you don't like the message, it's okay to put the message in the same in the right chat, but all I'm saying is, like, if you don't if you want it to be an important message, like a cool meme you found that you don't want to be lost in the archive or whatever. I'm just giving people the chance, basically. But,
I mean, if we're being fully honest, I can see the archive, so I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, well, fair enough. There you go. See, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it. It's okay.
I'll just comment in the archives. No one will know. It'll just be me talking to myself.
Oh no! Oh, I forgot you guys can do that. Ooh, what am I gonna do? It's just gonna be like it's gonna be like 20 different.
No,
admin
it shows
chats.
it's archived.
Yeah, but
it shows that it's archived though.
No,
so
I know you see the archives, but it's like you can still talk in it. So it's like what? It's just gonna be like 20 different admin chats where Taters and Ash are shouting into the void together, I guess. I don't know. That sounds like a thing Ash will do.
It's no different than all of the other chats.
True. And then Alex talking about Doctor Who somewhere, and Alfred talking about manga. Basically, everyone
I honestly.
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
Go.
I was just gonna say I was so excited about the children being so excited about picking out the motifs and stuff that I just was like, music, go!
I'm so happy for that. It's really, really cool. I think it's awesome that
literally
that they're so excited.
Bouncing around the living room, like pausing and replaying.
Sick.
When they pointed out, they found Eurylochus and Odysseus's motifs on their own.
That's awesome. Very cool.
They were so proud of themselves.
All you need is just a little push, and then you love learning. It's great. Have you got? Are your kids musical? Like, do they do they sing or play an instrument or anything?
Oh, I mean, we have music playing almost 24/7. Like, even when we're doing school, we have sound playing out of the speakers. We just have like wordless stuff. But we've not taken any classes or anything. I danced for, I think, the first 15 or 16 years of my life. So, like, I have that sort of background, but I don't have a background in learning or reading or writing music.
Okay.
They just have a love of music. They don't have, like, classes in it or anything yet. But now that they're very interested in it, that might be something that we look into this year.
Yeah.
For the most part, they haven't done much of anything because, you know, by the time that they were old enough to go to classes for anything, everything was shut down. So this is our first kind of year of things are actually fully open.
Yeah.
Classes are actually fully resuming for those sorts of extracurricular things, so
I think that's a brilliant idea. If they've got the interest, learning a musical instrument is such a lovely skill to have.
For sure. Absolutely.
Alrighty. Well, hold on.
It's going to be a nightmare to have 4 children all learning different things at the same time.
Yeah, I think on second thought, you should definitely, like, you should kill that enthusiasm before it grows.
Music bad.
Because oh my god, it's gonna be violin, clarinet, and flute, and then guitar,
and
you're
singing.
just gonna hear twang, thweep, squeak, and bleh. Yeah.
Tweet. Yeah, it's gonna be bad news bears. One of the children doesn't fully grasp the concept of singing. So instead of, like, when they're trying to belt out songs, because, like, we have music very loud often. Because I have sensory seeking children that are like, oh, I need input. If we're doing chores, we need dopamine somewhere. So they put on, like, really loud music. Yeah. So they're constantly, like, belting, but they're just shouting. They're not even trying to, like, there's not melody. They're just shouting the words to the songs.
Maybe that's just how they get the energy out. Maybe someone should teach them that you can actually do a melody if you really want to, but maybe they just haven't wanted to.
I don't know. Yeah.
Imagine all 4 end up being huge metal fans. I mean, that would be better than having, like, such a wide difference, because then you'd have really different music flowing through the house. Like, if you had one genre, that'd actually be easier to handle.
Yeah, at least they could be a band. There's 4 of them, right? Like.
True. Wait, please don't be that parent. Oh my god. No, I'm gonna nip this in the bud. We had I have a very musical family. We all love singing and playing instruments and stuff. And my mom and dad's side, we have very musical people, like, on both. And it was pretty guaranteed that I was going to be musical as well. And when I grew up with some of my cousins on my mom's side of the family, my aunt, my one cousin's mom, would constantly talk about how we need to start a cousin band because we're so, like, in tune. And she asked it for, like, every time we hung out and did anything musical, she would come in and be like, you guys should start a band. And sometimes it was, like, the first time she said it. Like, I wasn't sure if she couldn't remember the other times or maybe she was just so excited about it. But now it's such a meme that whenever we link up as adults, like before I left for Korea, when we would get together as adults and anything musical would going on, we just look at each other and go, cousin band, and it would be great. So
what you're saying is that in December you're gonna go start a band.
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. I think it's time. I've been away 3 years. It's like it's like the lead singer, like, goes away to find himself and then comes back to the band like, guys, I'm ready to rock. And then there's, like, a montage of them improving.
Yeah. Excellent. So from here on out, when MJ says the streams are changing, it's because it's going to be cousin band.
Oh god, yeah. The Discord server is just going to be it's just gonna be the band server for me and my cousins. That's gonna be great.
Perfect.
Wow, I'm gonna try to make it as a musician. That's even worse than trying to make it as a voice actor. Even more competitive.
Polyamorous.
I was gonna point that out. Yeah,
great.
polyamorous is a phenomenal term. That's so cool.
We listen to a lot of different genres. One of my kids' favorite things to listen to is punk or rock or like just harder covers of Disney songs.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, right now they're very epic obsessed, but
sure,
they've got so many different covers of Disney songs because a lot of that music is not really kid appropriate, so I'm not having them listen to like inappropriate shit. So that's how it started. Epic? But they no. Like pop, rock, punk. Those genres, right?
Wait, do you not have WAP blasting through your house like 24/7?
I don't, surprisingly.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Pity.
Listen, they do listen to some shit that people would be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like at 6, my Skittle, my second, was singing I'm 100% that bitch.
So cool. That's amazing.
I just took a DNA. Yeah, that song. She would run around the house singing that. She was pretty proud of herself. I was like, hey, but not at school. Not at school, please. I don't want to have that come home.
I don't want a letter coming home from the teacher saying your child has concerning language.
That they had a DNA test and yeah.
The Every Music Band.
Everything Music. I love that. Perfect.
Everyone has been
Perfect.
at least trying to play an instrument the last 15 years. I'm the only one who stuck with it. Damn, really? Interesting. I've been through 2. I'm fairly normal. I'm not one of those people who, I think mostly because piano was definitely enough of a for lack of a better term, burden. Like I really enjoy playing the piano now, but it really had some negative attachments to it. Like when I was a kid learning to play it, and as a result, I didn't really. I think I've told this story before. But when I was in grade 6, I was about 12. I picked up the French horn for 2 years, and then I dropped that because I realized that I wasn't practicing, and I wanted to spare everyone embarrassing concert performances because I already gave a terrible concert performance with one. And it was super awful. Well, it was with the piano, but still, at that moment with the French horn, I was like, I can't do that. It's not enough time. So, stop that. And then, of course, you've always got one kid in the school who has like 7 instruments, and they're good at all of them. We had one of those as well. So you're one of those. Okay, cool. Both my sisters started clarinet in primary school because for some reason of all the instruments for a 10-year-old to learn. Clarinet is a pretty popular one, actually. Like, where I'm from as well. The starting instruments, of all the starting instruments, I think, the woodwinds were not unpopular. Like, there was a lot of saxophone. But quite a few clarinets as well. Yeah. Not as many pianos as you would think. Most people would go single-line instruments, like violin or saxophone or clarinet. Brother played drums for a bit, and then me with guitar, bass, drums, keys. Yes, very cool. Yeah. I do want to be able to play more instruments. I want to learn cello, maybe French horn or trumpet. Okay. I also want to learn sax. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's never too late to start. You could always, you could add lots of instruments under your belt. Speaking of instruments and music, segue.
I'm back, sorry.
Hello. Okay, so first, we have not 8 anymore. We have 7 songs to track down today. I'm gonna see
6.
What I can say about all. What do you mean 6? Why? Why 6?
I thought you took off the one from Epic and the one that Alex had to take off.
Oh, the one from Epic as well? Okay, sure. Let's take away the Epic one. All right. So now we have
sure.
6 songs to analyze. Very good. And we've got 2 from Alferg, 1 from Alex, 2 from Arachizi, and 1 from Ember. Very good. we shall start today with an Alferg one. In fact, we'll start with both of them. No, I'll skip. I'll put I'll put Alex in between. So it'll go Alferg, Alex, Aracheesy, Alferg, Ember, and then Aracheesy again. Cool. Sick. Okay, so we have 6 songs. I don't know if I'm gonna get through all of them, but it's okay. We'll start with the first one. Here we go. So I am... Let me see. Where am I? There we go. What? Why? Why does the screen look like this? This is I need to full screen this. There we go. Have that. It's too big. That's what she said. And... here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Right, first track of the day. I've been getting a lot of Rainbow Six Siege clips, like of good Rainbow Six Siege players watching clips and like reviewing them and stuff. One of them is called Jinxie. I don't know if you know who that is, but I don't know why the algorithm's giving me Rainbow Six Siege clips. I used to play a lot of it, but I don't play anymore. Anyway, it's quite entertaining though. And he says that as well. So, first clip of the day. We're doing, I'm assuming, more punk. Because of what we did before. Public Theater is they do pretty like punk-ish stuff. I don't know if Alfred is here anymore, but it's okay. This is called Otherside, and it's from the album Otherside. It is the titular track name of the album Otherside, and we're gonna give it a listen right now. Hey, I'm here. Okay, sick. Alfred is here. I shall share my screen for the one interested in listening live. And
Yay!
And from now, yeah, sure, let's go. So, oh god, it played automatically. All right, that's cool though. Let's listen to Otherside by Public Theater. Be prepared for punk. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, I like that.
Into the other side. I'm alive. My skin's on fire. Let me take a sip of your pesticides.
A lot lower voice than we're used to from Public Theater. Still really good. Love the control. Lovely. No kick drum. No kick drum, so it's still quite exposed. There you go. Now we go into a regular one. This is cool. I like this. Yeah, very nice muted guitar. Nothing feels like overpowering or anything. There's a very soft sound to it, like it's all been covered with a blanket, which I really like. Splitting third harmonies up in the chorus as well, in the melody. I love how the snare drum is kind of offsetting the guitar, so it's going dum 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 dum. Super cool. Also, once again with Public Theater, we see the vocals mimicking the guitar line. Very much like the guitar does. Yeah. A small guitar solo does not need to be complicated. It can just be notes. It's okay. Lovely. I really like the third harmonies coming in. Oh, mixing up the tempo. Nice. Ooh. Little halftime there. Very nice. Oh, here's a nice solo. Yeah, let it sing. Yes. Remember, a good solo is not about showing off. Sometimes it can be. Most of the time it's about matching the tone of the music. Oof, I love those offbeat snares. Very cool. Man, what a bop, man. So cool. That's awesome. I love the mix-up of rhythms they had as well. That was excellent. The yeah, I was really vibing to that. It's a very easy listening song. It really feels like you're yeah, I don't know. It really just feels like you're at a bar and there's a like punk rock band just kind of chilling and they're playing out their sort of 5th show of the week and they're like regulars there and you just get to chill and have a drink and listen to some cool music. That's what it sounds like. It's super cool. Yeah, giving me great like bar vibes. Okay, one production thing I'm noticing that I don't like is that the drums are panned from audience POV rather than drummer POV. You'll hear the hi-hat is on the right side when the audience will hear it. That's interesting. Is that because they recorded it like from the other side? Why do you not like it? I always prefer it when it's on the left where it'd be from behind the kit and the toms feel like they're panned audience POV to with the lowest on the left rather than the right. Interesting. Okay, let's have a listen. So, what they're talking about, let me break it down. When you record drums, you can have a microphone. Well, when you record anything, you can have a microphone on like facing the instrumentalist, or you can have a mic behind the instrumentalist. And with any other musical instrument, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference because the sound is only coming from one place. So if you're a singer, it's only coming from your mouth. If you're a saxophonist, it's only coming from the bell of the saxophone. But if you're a drummer, it's coming from like 7 places because you've got 2 cymbals and a hi-hat and 3 toms and a snare and a kick. So is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's 8. So standard kit is 8. That means there are 8. Like that means there's possibly, if you're recording in stereo, which a good music track will do because mono is a little bit too compressed. If you're recording in stereo, if you want that quality, I suppose it's just a decision, really, an artistic decision. It's not better or worse. But anyway, if you're recording in stereo, that means that a drummer, you're going to hear the hi-hats coming from whichever side the microphone is on. So if you have a stereo microphone that's in front of the drummer, you will hear the instruments in the drums, the various drums, playing on the direction that you would hear them as the audience, which is what Alex is talking about here. But if you put the mic behind the drummer or next to the drummer, or like where the drummer is, you will get all the instruments from the drummer's POV, which is from hi-hat, cymbals on the right, hi-hat on the left, kick from the center, etc. And yeah, Baron, that is when people play digital drums, you will never have that problem because you can flip it around as you like. So it'll never be a problem necessarily. So yeah, with digital drums you can eliminate that. But that is a really interesting way that you can tell that they're using physical drums here because you can hear. Well, I suppose really with digital drums you could probably like simulate the same effect actually. But yeah, it's definitely a choice to switch from drummer to audience POV, just like position on where you place the mic. And if you're using digital drums, then I'm sure there's like a button somewhere that goes audience POV or drummer POV or whatever. And Alex's preference clearly is drummer POV, but it's really just a preference thing. It's not good or bad. It's just what you like. And yeah, I don't mind personally. But it's a really good thing to notice. So I think let's go here. Let's see if we can notice what's going on.
Baby, I'm alive, my lips on fire. Let me take a trip into the other side.
Yeah, look at that.
My heart's on fire.
Yeah, listen to that. Okay, so you can hear when the drums, you can hear the snare. It's kind of in the center, but a little bit to the right. And then with the hi-hat, you can hear it in your right ear. That's so cool.
Let me take a sip of your pesticides. Baby, I'm alive. What's on the fire?
And now in your head, I want you to imagine you looking at a band, and that's what's cool about it because the hi-hat's coming from the right-hand side. That's cool. Lovely little. I can't believe you noticed that. That's awesome. Yeah, super cool. I know I've used drum software with a POV button. Oh, there's a literal button. Okay, sick. Cool. All right. I like this. Very smooth. I liked the yeah, I mentioned earlier in the track that it feels like you're like covering things with a blanket. There's this very like softened sound of everything. Nothing is harsh. Nothing like jumps out at you like that doesn't match with the rest of the song. The balancing is really solid as usual. Like I expect nothing less from Public Theater by now. We've listened to like 3 of their tracks now and all of them are just super well produced. I really like the consistency of sound quality that comes from their tracks. And it's once again pretty prevalent here as well. There was an interesting moment here. So yeah. I thought it was super cool. It's very normal with tracks like this, especially of this genre, to start off with an exposed guitar and the vocalist just to kind of sit there. But immediately, even the guitar and the vocalist is interesting. Like from the beginning, you've got a tick 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 tick. Yeah, like that. It's super cool. You can notate that with notes. It's not like it's not a special character or anything. You can actually just play it like that. Some people think that you would need like an appoggiatura or something there, which is a musical term for like an accidental note that's really quickly played, like like that. But you can actually just make it with normal notes. Like it still forms part of the bar. It's just a very small note value. And then it comes in with like exposed vocals along with the exposed drums. Exposed guitar. But then you got exposed drums. Like the snare comes in with no kick. And you can kind of imply the kick. Listen. So you got... Like you can hear the kick in your head, but it's not there. It's cool. It's a really cool decision. What it does is it just gives us this kind of floating, as I said, exposed feeling of the whole track first. And then when the kick comes in, you feel like it's a sigh of relief. That's just... Whew, okay, we're in. Here we go. Yeah, it's really cool. Producer brain activate. One thing I loved right at the top was the snare and the right guitar hitting together in a really cool way before the groove settled in. Yeah. It feels like 2 16th notes and then 8th notes. Yeah. So if the time signature is if the time signature is 4/4, which it is, it's 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Then we subdivide into 8th notes. So that means that 4th notes would be because they're part of the 4 because it takes 4 of them to make a single bar. 8th notes, you need 8 of them to make a single bar, so it's going to be 2 for every one normal beat. And if you want 16 notes for the whole bar, you're going to have 16 of them. You get to subdivide them again into 2. So you go, and then you sound like Eminem. So those 16th notes are the things that bring in the guitar. Hey, shall we say May? Listen, there are too many accents there. But hello, May. How are you? It's lovely to hear. It's lovely to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Make sure you got some water and that you're staying hydrated. Everyone else, I didn't tell you to do a hydration check, but do one now. Hydration check. We're busy analyzing some music. This is something that we do a lot here. It's one of our flagship stream content types. And we basically just break down music and figure out what makes it good. Excuse me.
Ooh, root beer sounds good.
I have a... Wait, rip my what?
May has root beer.
Root beer? Incredible. Wow. Hey, oh, Demo as well? Very good. Demo has special water called Wachter. Very good. I've had water and tea the whole time, don't you worry. Very good. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are there. You don't need me to, like, take care of you. Oh, God, camera did weird things there. Anyway, so, this, the soda, not alcohol, I'm careful. It would be fine either way, though. So... Yes, the bass and kick coming in with the groove is really, really cool. So the snare and the guitar is doing something really fun in the beginning of this. They're complementing each other.
Maybe I'm
And I made sure to let you know this once the rest of the song was kicking in. But listen carefully, like the guitar kind of starts with and that's like their main thing. And every time the guitar is not playing, there's a snare that comes rushing in. Listen.
alive, my lips on fire. Let me take a dip into the other side.
And then what Alex is talking about is the right guitar, which is the one that comes from the right ear. You can hear it there. So this other bum bum is coming from the left, and the bam 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 bam, that's a right guitar. That's coming from the that's matching the snare. So now you have this guitar on the left that's playing a little pedal point, which is like the same note again and again. And then you've got other guitars which are matching with the snare when it comes in, and they're playing the same thing. So it creates this lovely back and forth call and response type thing. Super cool.
Maybe I'm alive, my heart's on fire. Let me take a sip of
So
your
cool, right?
pesticide.
It's like a little, it's like a constant, it feels like a constant game of like musical ping pong where they just pass the beat or pass the rhythm and melody back to each other from ear to ear, which is just really cool. And then even once the beat comes in, even when the guitars like become longer and more like classic, you can still hear that they're right and left, and they're still playing together like that. Yeah, very nice. Oh, this is one of my favorite things. Yeah. And then, of course, the final thing I'm going to talk about with this song is that they then decide that they're going to do a halftime breakdown, and it's the same tempo. Like, I said that the tempo changed, but the tempo, I mean, it kind of changed. It's more like you just halved the time of the tempo. So the note grouping is very different here. So now instead of going now you're going dum. It's still 4/4. It's still in the same number of bars, but yeah. But you can feel that. So instead of here, I want you to feel the way that you would be headbanging, right? You would go here. You can hear that your head wants to do this, like a lot, and it's really cool. And then, when it goes into the halftime, see what the head does. Just naturally. We're still jamming out in the bar, and then there's a halftime. Why is it called a halftime breakdown? Because the head banging is now at halftime. I'm head banging at half the rhythm that I usually did, which is fantastic. That's great. We love a good halftime breakdown. So that's what that means, and it's really cool. I really enjoyed this track. It's very nice. Classic Public Theater from what we've listened to. This is now, like I said, the third track that I've listened to of theirs. So it just they just deliver again and again. It's lovely. They're a very solid listening choice, I think. And that is Otherside by Public Theater. We're gonna move on to track number 2 while I have some momentum to keep going. But yeah, it feels like the left guitar is playing low power chords, root and fifth, and the right guitar is filling out the spectrum with a brighter tone and thicker voicings. Yes, and with thirds. You'll notice that while the left guitar is kind of exposed because it doesn't really have thirds in it, it's playing what we call open fifths. So it feels like a very like open-ended chord, particularly because it's incomplete. It's not technically a chord; it's just an interval. And then the right guitar comes in with third harmonies, which complete the chord basically. And instead of having the chord between the first and the fifth intervals, you've got it above them, which creates a compound chord, which is really cool. It creates a completely different sound. And then obviously you then got the vocals doing third harmonies in the top as well. Lovely, lovely stuff. Interesting that they put this breakdown on Sloshy Hats rather than on Crash. That's what I've done with it. By Sloshy Hats, do you mean... I mean, that's a cool description of it. Do you mean like open hi-hats? Because that would make sense. I'm okay with that though. Like I'm a fan of a good open hi-hat. What song has the feeling of being pressured in life? Ooh. I mean, I don't think it's a single song. There are probably thousands of songs that have that. Do you have a song in mind that makes you feel like that? I have, oh. You know, I do find there was, oh, you know, you've actually triggered something that I was thinking about. I have listened to songs before that feel very, like, almost uncomfortable to listen to. Not because they go crazy or chaotic or whatever, but just like the way that the melody goes in, it really it's sometimes music can even feel like claustrophobic or like it's coming in at you from all sides. Yeah, I get that. Specifically very open hats, they sound like they were around an inch apart to me. Oh shit, okay. That can be a cool effect, yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on from Otherside by Public Theatre all the way to Billie Eilish. Now, I'm gonna be honest, Alex. We're gonna get clapped for this. You know that, right? And if we do, I can't listen to the whole thing anymore. So this might be a very short analysis, but we'll try. I'm gonna do my best. Overwhelmed by Royal and the Serpent is one of my faves. Oh, is that one of those like overwhelming type songs that makes you feel uncomfortable when you listen to it?
I don't think so. It was like a TikTok song, I think in 2020, but it's not. It doesn't necessarily make you feel uncomfortable, but it's got a lot of different sounds in it that give you the like, oh, those are things you hear when you're overwhelmed. Those are like, it's. I really enjoy it. It's really well done. I don't have the words to explain it today. Apparently, words are not coming out, but I like the way that it's written.
Okay.
And I like the sounds. Cool. They put sounds in there that aren't just like your standard instrument sounds, you know? So. But you probably would know it to hear it.
Very cool. Very cool. I don't think Billie tends to clap, but we shall see. You don't know her, and I'm afraid I don't either. I think she's this is a brand. It's a brand, it's a company. It's very well known. I have a feeling. I think sorry. It was mostly a joke. I wasn't being hostile. Just to clarify that. But yeah. This is L'amour de ma vie, which is love of my life. And it's by Billie Eilish. I think we're going to try. I'm going to give it a listen, and I'm going to try. We usually like to listen to things all the way through, but just in case, I'm going to listen to it a couple seconds at a time, and we'll pause it if we can. So here we go. This is L'amour de ma vie by Billie Eilish.
I wish you the best for the rest of your life. Felt sorry for you when I looked in your eyes, but I need to confess, I told you a lie.
Whoa! Okay. We'll do it section by section. Holy shit. Okay, so I love... I'm a big fan of Billie Eilish, but she does, and I'm not going to say she because it is her and Phineas as well, but both of them together do wacky things with production. Listen to how incredibly clear her voice is. Like she's in my brain, talking inside my mind, and the other instruments feel like she's underwater. So the music is so muted and her voice is so clear. I don't think I've ever heard a track from her where her voice has been this clear. Now, granted, I haven't listened to this album before. This is the first track from the album that I've listened to. And this is obviously my first listening as well. But in previous albums, she like messed with her voice quite a lot, and not in a bad way, but like in an interesting way, and like did cool effects with it and stuff like that. And she had much more of a more of a sort of in my throat kind of, how should I call this? I can say subdued, maybe, just like a subdued, very whispery, very raspy tone. And there's so much clarity in this. It's like a completely different artist. It's so cool. Yeah. So, and this is what happens. So you've got this. I think what makes it sound so much more clear is because it's got the muted music in the background. So like.
I looked in your eyes, but I need to confess, I told you a lie.
Lovely. Also, let's talk about chord progressions quickly. She is often creating seventh chords. I've talked about seventh chords before. She creates seventh chords with her vocals. Like the guitar is playing something, and then her vocal makes the seventh, and it creates a seventh chord together. Super, super cool. Yeah. Hello, Gabby. Welcome back. So nice to have you here. Do you have water with you right now? You stay hydrated. Song called Empty showed a triggered from me, and I listened to Billie by Song Called Lovely. Lovely is such a good song. Ah, so good. I love that song. I think it's honestly one of my favorites from hers, actually, because I love Khalid as well. Anyway, yeah. So this is just fantastic. I don't know how it's gonna change, but so far I'm loving the little tricks that you can do with this. It's great. Yeah. Who's the song by? May, who's the artist that made that song called Empty? All right, here we go.
I said you.
Oh, lovely harmonies. Can you hear it in the top? Very subtle, but they're there.
You.
I want to see which harmonies those are. They're thirds. So it sounds like, because of the volume, difference, it sounds like they're so much further apart. But actually, they're just a third. It's just third harmonies. Yeah. Humblest apologies. It's the morning, so I generally have a frog in my throat when I get to speak for the first little bit. I can't say it, it's bad. Wait, you can't say the artist? Why not? Why? Is it a bad person? No water, but I'm gonna go get some. Okay. Good. Lovely. Lovely little falling harmony.
Were the love of my life. The love of my life. Did I break
Syncopated
your
chords.
heart?
Nice.
Did I?
Interesting. There's very few, maybe like one or two subtle new elements in the second part. It's very cool. I think like, yeah, it's very interesting. Usually when we hear songs like this, you have the first little pattern, and then when the second pattern comes in, you got quite a few more elements that end things. But this is a slow build. Only a couple more added every now and then. Now we got a bigger bass. There's a little bit more of a calypso vibe. It sounds a bit like there's some steel drums in there, but I think it might be just muted guitar. But yeah. I'm loving all of this. And what I'm also loving is the I had a word for it in a second. Hang on. Let's see if I can find it.
Always my life.
Oh, the chords. It's the chords. So the chords that they're using here are very well known. They're called. Some of them are called borrowed chords. I'm going to show you a borrowed chord when it comes up next, and you'll know what I mean. But a borrowed chord is basically a chord that doesn't belong to the original key that you use to get to another like tiny key change, and then you move back. Or it's a chord that lets you move more smoothly and more interestingly to another chord within the key. So you got a key that has a number of chords within it, and if you stray from those chords, you're no longer in the key. Sometimes we use borrowed chords from different keys that are related to our original key, and then you bring that chord in, and it makes things very interesting. I will show you where a borrowed chord arrives, and you will know exactly what I mean. It'll happen again. So here we go.
Did I waste your time?
Hold on. I think it might have happened there.
Did I break your heart? Did I waste your time?
Nope. Not yet.
I tried to be there.
That one. Just before I tried to be there.
I tried to be there for you.
It's so subtle because originally it's a chord that's part of the key, and then it changes to a borrowed chord that's not part of the key by what we call augmenting the third, raising the third to make a major key instead of a minor key. A lot of this is very technical, like theory jargon, but all you need to know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is that the chord doesn't fit with the key, but it still sounds good because it's related to another chord that is within the key. And that's why borrowed chords are so cool. So yeah. The song goes dark. That's okay. It's okay. It's totally cool. We've listened to dark songs before. Yeah. Yeah, is Jaden Animation... I thought Jaden Animation's like a bad person or something. But yeah. I've never heard a song of hers, but it seems to be good. Dude, Billie Eilish is insane. She's so good. So good. Go listen to, honestly, anything. Like, a lot of her old stuff, like... A lot of her old stuff as well, it's just so good. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Then you tried to break mine.
Borrowed chord, another one. That's way easier to hear. Just before it isn't. Listen again.
To break mine. It isn't asking for a lot.
Borrowed chord. What chord is it borrowed from? It's borrowed from the next chord. Sorry, what key is it borrowed from? It's borrowed from the next chord. So this next chord is the reason why you use the borrowed chord. So you know it's going to lead into that. You can kind of hear it in your ears, like your brain knows where it's going, which is why it's so effective.
It isn't asking for
So cool, so cool.
an apology for making me feel like it'd kill you if I tried to leave.
I'm such a fan of using rhythm in different ways like this. So now she starts with,
You tried to break mine.
she just goes da da da.
There for you.
She's very,
Then you
she's like lets the instruments have their time, and then she comes in here and breaks with new rhythm. Da 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 da.
It isn't asking for a lot for an apology.
It's lovely vocal improvisation, like rhythmical improvisation that syncopates with the actual rhythm of the bar, but it still kind of carries on. It's like a little floaty thing. It's lovely. It's really, really nice. Yeah, the words are always good for her, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll talk about that. Thanks for that, Gabby. Her lyrical power is fantastic. Like, the way that she commands a lyric is so good. She really just understands what she's singing. And I think one of the things that I like the most about her is that she sings with incredible acknowledgement and awareness of what she's singing. It's not like she's just singing words. She really she understands the depth of those words, and that comes through in her pronunciation, which is crystal clear here. I'm loving that. Nothing hurts a track more, in my opinion, than like unclear vocals that make me like go, what did they say? Like if you can't really hear the vocals properly, it can really hurt the song. And sometimes it's on purpose, in which case that's a different conversation. But a lot of the times it's just because the artist cannot enunciate correctly in the take, and apparently they just can't get it right. And that happens quite a lot. And sometimes it's because of the artist, and sometimes it's because of production quality that like mutes their vocals compared to the rest of the music. But with her, she has a genius of a brother. I don't use the word genius very often, but he is just amazing. He's this incredible sound technician, and he makes sure that that the voice and the music are kept separate and clear, so that you can hear everything as it arrives. I'm glad that this could be a nice bedtime story for you, May. Here we go. Oh, there we go.
tried to leave. You said you'd never fall in love again because of me. Then you moved
I'm gonna do it like this. We're not gonna do full screen. That'll be fine.
immediately. But I
Oh!
wish you the best for the rest of your life. Felt sorry for you.
Ah, borrowed chord, borrowed chord. Ah, 2 borrowed chords. So good as the kick comes in. All right, so we finally get that beat coming in that just drags it out. So cool. Now we've had over a minute, almost a minute and a half of no drum beat at all. And then when the drum comes in and that's that heavy bass, which wasn't there before, it's just, that's so good. Let's try it again.
Immediately.
3, 4. Wait, did she go bum 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 as the bass did that? Hang on. That's amazing. That's so cool. She went bum 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 as the bass went boom boom boom. That's so cool. Let's do it again.
Immediately. But I wish you
Listen for borrowed chords.
for the rest of your life.
It's coming up.
Felt sorry
Borrowed.
for you.
Borrowed again.
Looked in your eyes.
And then we're back in the
But I
key.
need to
So cool.
confess, I told you a lie.
Oh, 7th chord. So good.
Said you.
Harmonies all the way. Lovely. Woo. More borrowed chords. Oh. Do those runs. So cool. What is that, by the way? If you want to know what that little run is. Up there, that's a blues scale. Da, 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 da. You skip the 4th and the 7th. Skip the 4th and the 7th step in the scale, and you have a blues scale. She does that there. Super cool.
So you found her. Now go fall in love.
Oh, very sad.
We were.
Oh, this is a sad song.
It's not my fault. I did what I could. You made it so hard. Like I knew you
Lovely jump there. Oh, ending on a little 5 of 6. Very good. That's the name of that chord, by the way. The name of the chord is 5 of 6. Remember, in a key, every chord has numbers. Chord 1, chord 2, chord 3, chord 4, all the way up to chord 7. And then it goes back to chord 1 again. There are 8 steps in a scale, and we don't say chord 8 on the top. We say chord 1 because it repeats again. It's just higher. It's the same chord as the original chord 1. Here, we say chord... For borrowed chords, we usually go chord of. And the second one, the second is the original chord that is in the original key. Whatever number that may be in the original key. The other chord is the number of the chord that it would be in the borrowed key, which is why we call it a borrowed chord. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chords. And then here, with this one, you've got chord 5 of 6. That's what we call the borrowed chord. So chord 5 of 6, it's because if we were in the key of the 6th chord, it would be chord 5. And that's it, basically. It's a lot of technical jargon. You don't have to remember it. I'm just telling you that it's hidden in there. It's lovely. Well, it's not hidden, but you know what I mean. The terminology.
or losing my mind. My stomach upset almost all of the time. But after I left, it was obvious why.
She could have very easily, in all of these little sequences, not the first time she's done it, it's like the 4th. In all of these little sequences, she could have just gone up to the top. She could have done this. Listen.
It was obvious
Why? Because that's part of the chord. Let's go.
But after I left, it was obvious why.
Because that fits as well. But instead, she goes.
It was That's why.
It's almost up there, but it's not quite. It creates a 7th chord. It's so good. It's so good, man.
Because for you.
And now she goes up there. So because she's paused and hit that 7th before, when she finally goes up there, it feels like a little sigh, just like a, she completed the chord. Just, little details, man.
I was the love of your life. But you were not mine.
Also, understand, we've taken the bass away, by the way. Like... Very interesting. What's happening here? Let's try and figure it out. First, coming from two sides now, so we're in stereo. Oh, it's breaking apart. That's so cool. I love it. Notice how it's getting slower as well. Okay, before we break, because the song is gonna break. Okay, now I don't know what the actual effect is. No, we didn't break it, mate. It's very purposeful. Also, I'm glad you made it through your school day. Congratulations. That's great. I'm happy you're still here. So with this is a purposeful effect that's happening. The effect that's going on here is, I don't know the technical term for it, but what it sounds like, if I were to make this, is it sounds like Billie got in front of a microphone and the microphone's noise gate, so like the minimum noise threshold to actually make a sound, was turned all the way up. So you have to actually really like sing in there, and it will swallow any of your softer sounds. So it feels like it's almost broken. Then it puts another filter on it that makes the highs come out a little nicer, gets this kind of weird reverb and puts it in both your ears like stereo. Mix all that together, and it sounds pretty similar to this. I feel like maybe it's some noise gate playing around with the noise gate, but it's either way, it's very effective, and it sounds like the voice is breaking up and breaking apart because she's breaking apart. She's obviously very heartbroken about this, and you know, the love of her life is loving someone else, and that's not fun. So she might be falling apart a little bit, and that's totally okay. We're gonna break soon. Just wait, it's coming. It wouldn't be a Billie Eilish song if she was singing about heartbreak and she didn't get to scream about it. Here we go. Here we go. Oh! She breaks. You can feel anger rising, right? Oh! Oh, what's with the rave drums? What? What is happening? Yo! Okay, I genuinely don't... What? Whoa! Okay, turn the auto-tune way up. You can hear it. You can hear it jumping like that. So cool. Auto-tune is not a bad thing. You can use it technically. This is so sick. Oh, she's putting her full voice in. Yes, I love her full voice. Get it. Woo! Oh my God, it's so good. Wow! Oh, heavy bass on the bottom. Hi, John! I love how much they're playing with all these effects. ends there? Hang on. 3, 4. So good. Talk about classic Billie Eilish switch up. I thought that there would be this break of emotion, but this was in a completely different direction than what I expected. That is so freaking cool. So we start with something. Listen to the way her voice changes. This is what I say when I love it when she uses full voice, because I don't think, I think here, the clarity and pronunciation of her voice should tell you that you are listening to an incredible vocalist, someone who is incredibly skilled at what she does. And you can tell just here. Listen this like.
But I need to confess, I told you a lie.
Oh. Okay, so there's that incredible control. She never misses a beat, never misses a note, and she's got clarity of speech, but also she's got clarity of tone in her voice as well. But notice that when she goes up to the top, especially when the harmonies come in,
I said you.
Notice that it's slightly softer. She's still singing with her chest, but it's almost like transitioning. Okay, so get this, right? Traditionally, female voices go from chest voice into head voice. When you sing in full voice, like when she is here, she's got chest voice here, which is where all the air is here. When you go into higher notes, you often go into head voice, which is where you find most opera singers, or when you find most people singing falsetto, which is like all the way up here. This is a head voice, because all the resonance is in the face. It's in the head. But then down here when I'm speaking, it's in the chest. So chest voice versus head voice. And when you hear femme voices like Billie's, you've got she sings down below with a very smooth chest voice, like very smooth down here. And as she develops it and goes into that more of a brassy quality, she becomes more clear, especially in this track. And then as she goes higher, she sort of brings it up, but you can still hear that support. You can still hear she's going full voice on it, but she's not belting up in the higher registers. She's still clear, but it's not loud. It's not belting. She doesn't need to be. And then in the middle section, she breaks a little bit and then just kind of does this. And then the drums come in. And then there's this weird like weekend style beat that drops off. And then listen to this. Now she's belting. Listen. Ooh. Wait. It comes later. Yeah, this one. Ready? Woo! Ah! Wow! So now she's gone from da-da-da-da-da-da-da. She kind of lets that sit up there in the first part of the song. Now she's da-da-da-da-da-da, and she's kind of really going there with that full chest voice that she has. I am so impressed. I love this. This is so cool. And it really took me off guard as well. I love that. And also, note, right? Listen to this.
Or losing my mind, my stomach upset almost all the time. But after I left, it was obvious why.
Very chill, very cool chord progression. And then the drums come in. And it has and it's a completely different key. Completely different. It's completely different. Like it's just a different thing. It's almost like it's a different song. It's so cool. And the reason why it works here is because there is an anchor. So You could have just taken this and just made it a completely different song. And just like a 1-minute track of Billie singing in like, you know, heavily auto-tuned, like full voice belting and stuff. But instead, you have an anchor. Then you moved on. That line that repeats again and again and again and again. If we're doing lyrical analysis, it sounds very much like a like someone who is going through the sort of the emotional ringer of a breakup, and then they just kind of they go through that pain, but it's still quite muted. And then she goes, "Then you moved on. Then you moved on. Then you moved on." And then she gets angry, because that's obviously a very natural part of the process of grief when someone goes away. And then that big beat comes in, and then she gets like a little more up in her feels as well. I love this. So the "Then You Moved On" line is very much an anchor. So it takes this. So you think it's gonna be and then it's gonna go here, and this is the main thing of the previous song, and then we're just gonna and then we'll just keep going there. But here, because she doesn't resolve, we're still waiting for that resolved chord that never comes, and it's instead replaced by a whole different song. And now that sound, that note, that new note becomes another chord. It's not even chord 1. It's just another chord in the completely new key. That is, it's bamboozling. Truly, Baron. That is the correct word. It really bamboozles you. It's a real curveball in this track. Yeah, that's wild. So cool. Yeah, I genuinely whoa. It just comes out of nowhere, and then you're in it, and then we're just raving. I'm doing like a mini It's Not Unusual. It's great. Ooh, I could listen to that all the time. I could listen to that like 24/7. Also, by the way, autotune is not a bad thing. It's just a preference. Often it can be used very tactically. It can be used to correct people's vocals when need be. But when you turn up autotune all the way that it sounds like this, when it's very obvious what you're doing and your voice is just kind of in stepwise motions and things, it plays the right effect. Like, this is the effect that they want here, and it's very, very effective here. Super cool. Good night, May. Thank you for being here with us today. Have a great day at school tomorrow. I'm assuming you're going to be at school tomorrow, but great job for getting through the day, and sleep well. Hello again, John. Are you out of the shower now? I love MJ's passion. I don't know half the things you're onto, but your passion brings me joy, buddy. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I am passionate about many things, and yeah, I'm just very happy that I get to show a little bit of that to other people, so you can kind of, I don't know, there's a lot to be passionate about in the world, I think, and this is definitely one of them. Great music is a lovely thing to be passionate about, I think. So yeah, thank you. That's super kind. I'm adding this song, by the way. This song is going onto my liked playlist like immediately. That was so cool. Very, very, very cool. All right, let's listen to it all the way to the end. Here we go. We're just gonna go all the way to the end, and then we'll listen to the next request. Here we go. Get a party going! We're turning it up! muted bass is so good. Bow, 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 Alex, I'd like to make a formal apology because I did not I was not aware of her game. Not in terms of Billie Eilish's gift of or her skill at singing, or Phineas's skill at producing, but more that we did not get in danger of copyright strike. And she actually appreciates the idea of fair use and other people listening to her music. So thank you for that, Alex. I love that. That was especially important. So that's awesome. I'm very glad that there was no danger of copyright infringement. So that I was not familiar with Billie Eilish's open copyright laws, and that's fantastic. That's great to know because I love to listen to her music. I remember last time I listened to it, I did though. So maybe things have changed since then. But still, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Alrighty. Have you ever listened to Melanie Martinez? I don't believe I have. What kind of music does Melanie Martinez make? I think I need to see more of her songs now. This is great. If you need Billie Eilish recommendations, I think Alex is a very good fan. She's somewhere here in chat. You can ask her. But if you want from me, a slightly casual fan of Billie Eilish. I mean, I'm a big fan, but like, I'm not like, in depth, like, this is her whole discography. I love Lovely with Khalid. One of her first songs that she wrote when she was 13 years old is Ocean Eyes. Fantastic, phenomenal song. Ocean Eyes, Lovely. What Was I Made For? Very recently, she made it for the Barbie movie. Freaking phenomenal song. Makes me like emotional literally every time that I hear it without fail. Then, Happier Than Ever is a song that's very similar to this. It starts out very like muted emotionally. She's sad, but it's more like a dead kind of sad, like she just can't move. And then she gets energy and she gets to rock out and stuff. It's very like cathartic and emotional. So Happier Than Ever I would definitely recommend as something that's quite similar to this. It doesn't have the same like rave drop as the first one, but it's cool. It's still very good. Okay, give me a second. She makes like pop songs, kinda. They have songs about disorders and stuff like that. Oh, cool. Very interesting. Taters say they've heard a bunch of Melanie Martinez songs. Okay, that's nice. Well, if you'd like to request something, usually I take...
You could join the Discord.
Yeah, usually I take requests in the Discord. But give me a second here. You can join the Discord if you want to, but you don't actually have to because Wait. There we go. Wait. Yeah. So I'm gonna do, someone in the YouTube comments of the last music analysis they asked for something in comments, and it was a very long time ago. So I think I'm gonna actually do something interesting that I've never done before, and we're gonna do a comment request here, which I'm gonna find right now. We're gonna go to YouTube. So if you're watching this, commenter, because you saw the title of this stream and it's gonna contain the name of the song, then welcome. Glad that you could be here, and don't say that I didn't consider you, and you're here, and thank you for your suggestion. We're gonna see. Oh shit! Here you are. You're actually in chat. Very cool. Thanks for joining.
Amazing.
All right, so this was you, Demo. Okay, cool. So I completely forgot. Anyway, So this is I had this in my Discord. You see, I put it in as soon as you suggested it in comments, and I was like, I'm gonna give this a little listen. And now we are. So this is completely blind. I have no context for this. We're gonna do this first. And yeah, if you would like to join the Discord and participate in the discussion and you know, suggest more things like this and just sort of spread the joy and love and passion about all things interest and hobby and music and stuff like that, then feel free. Join the Discord. Link is there. And yeah, then you get to suggest more stuff. So this is called Fly to the Crows by Jhariah. Now, Demo, I'm going to ask you, how likely am I to get clapped by the gods of copyright? Because that's something that we have to think about with a stream. And secondly, are there themes here that people need to watch out for? Like, is the lyric video like particularly disturbing? Or are there any trigger warnings in here? Are there flashing lights? Anything like that? Please let me know. And then we will listen to it. That's a hard question. I really don't know. Okay. Well, we'll have to see. If it's not really that well known, like if they're not that famous, it should be fine. Like they usually don't do that kind of copyright stuff. It's if it's like Disney stuff is, I'll listen to 5
Disney
seconds of it
stuff.
and it's like you're fucked. So I'm a little bit sensitive to it, but yeah, in the first little bit of our music analysis, I tried doing Star Wars stuff, which was fun, but also obviously now Disney, so it would be like, yeah, sorry, you can't do that anymore. You can't listen to our music with other people on a platform designed for listening.
Which is wild because yes, you're following all the rules of fair use. Also, you're not profiting. You're not monetizing.
Yeah, this is free.
So like,
this is all free.
why? Like, you know, I can understand. Okay, they don't want someone to monetize, you know, their stuff, or they don't want to. Okay, sure, you don't want someone else to profit off of your what, but like that's not what's happening.
Yeah, it's just no fun allowed. That's what's happening. Only Disney can have fun. Fine.
Realistically, you're giving them a free ad, and they're like, no,
Legitimately, I'm just free advertising. Not that they need it, but I'm giving it anyway.
no, not that they do, but like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's wild. Anyway, all right. So, Demo, when you say you don't know, I know that
like
that's about the copyright thing, but are you okay? It's not that famous. Okay. But also like flashing lights and stuff. There's any themes that needs to be pointed, but it might have flashing lights. Okay, cool. So slight flashing light warning for the lyric video, but we will see. So this is Fly to the Crows by Jhariah. I have no context for this, but Demo suggested it, so thank them if you like this song. I'm gonna sleep now. Incredible. Sleep well, Alferg. Have a good sleep. Sweet dreams. I will see you in the morning. Goodbye. Sean Connery. Right. Fly to the Crows. Here we go.
Please, you must excuse
Oh!
me. I cannot help but think
What is happening?
overstayed my welcome. Please, she said, it's hardly a bother. The company.
These are scratchy drums. Oh, I love them. Oh, I love this. It's so fast. Oh, this is skilled hi-hat work, man. Oh, the chord changes as well. The pauses. Oh! And a tempo change. We're on Broadway. This is what's happening. We're just on Broadway. And then we go back. Phenomenal. Listen to the hi-hat. Look at the agility there. Woo. Incredible drummer. I mean, the vocalist as well, obviously. This is Has Been Hotel vibes, 100%. If this was a Has Been song, I would not bat an eyelid. Oh, what? Hang on. I'm gonna run that back. Listen to the stereo. Here it comes. Oh my God! Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, this is like the cigarette in the middle before we go for round 2. Like, this is the nice break where I just get to appreciate, and then we're gonna drop again somewhere. Oh my God. The switching of tempos is so impressive, especially with no warning. The sudden breaks in the music is just fantastic as well. Here we go again. Yes! Broadway! What? Holy shit. Okay. We are banging. That was mind-blowing. So freaking cool. What a treat to listen to such incredible recommendations. First, some incredible punk from Alferg, then some Billie Eilish goodness from Alex, and now this? Insane. Oh my God. Do you listen to this group a lot, Demo, or did you just discover this song accidentally and then you were there? I'm adding this one as well. I'm just gonna sneaky just gonna do this quickly. There you go. Just gonna grab that song on my Spotify. Oh my God. How is this not famous? Because it's a natural reaction for us to have this. But remember, like, fame is not necessarily like parallel with skill, you know? Like, we have a lot of people who are pretty average. They're good, but they're pretty average, who are way more famous than you would believe that they should be. And it's because they have the economic formula down. They have the industry formula on lock. It's not always about skill. You can find the most wonderful artists that just do not have any interest in being famous or having their name in lights. They just want to make music, and that's and then you find people like this. But bear in mind though, this is nearly 1 million views, which is actually like, it's a lot. That's a lot of people, and it's got 24,000 likes. That's a lot. So they are famous just within their circles. But the idea of fame, I have eliminated the idea of like fame out of my head when I listen to good music, because there's just so much out there. You cannot possibly you cannot possibly like have all of it famous, you know. We only select a couple of people to be famous. Fame doesn't matter at all when it comes to quality. It's not an indication of quality. 100%. With music, with movies, with TV shows, sometimes the most famous thing can be garbage in some places, and that's okay. Like, if it's garbage to you, it's not garbage to someone else, and that's fine. Everyone's opinion is totally valid. So, let's have a chat about just change being the theme of this, not only of this stream, because even the punk song that we listened to had a rhythm change as well, but just this entire track just talks about change, and there's a lot of this uncertainty that's just kind of waiting around the corner. When you have a beat like this, it'll come. Incredible. So when it comes immediately from here, when this happens, you can kind of get into the rhythm. It's very like, it's such a quick drum rhythm, right? But at the same time, your head is swaying very slowly. Listen to the real beat under it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's actually in triple time, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But the drums are subdividing that triple time into insane quantities. Just it's like 16th notes all the way in this 3/4 bar. So there's this, or 6/8 I think. So dun 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 dun. But remember, the way that my head is bobbing to this is not dun 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 dun, because that's not what the music wants you to do. What the music wants you to do is sway your head. And why does it want us to do this when the drum is going so fast? Because it's not only about the drum, it's about the voice as well. Remember, the voice and all the instruments are doing flowy things. The voice is going blah, da, 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 da. That's more flowy, and you can hear that a lot more. The drum is kind of in the background just making that little percussive sound. So listen here. And the piano is backing it up. So we just kind of flow. And then that harmony comes in and we're like, oh, damn, okay. Oh, very nice. Little break, it comes in again. But we're still kind of swaying. And we're still feeling okay. And then the chorus drops. Wait for it. Oh, lovely syncopated rhythm. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Love. I've said this before. Music is organized sound and silence. My favorite quote from Claude Debussy, and it's so true. Love those breaks where no instruments are playing. It's so effective. It makes the return come back in sound so much more satisfying. Okay, wait for it. We're still swaying our head. Oh shit, there's more! Okay, so this is one of those times where a tempo change does not match the tempo that came before. It's just a complete switch up. So the way that you do that is by pausing here. Okay, so that that break is not what we could call it like a natural flowing break of tempo and change into another one. It's just a break and then we go into the next one. Like it's just a swift, it's like a jump cut transition, right? Sometimes those don't sound great, but this one actually sounds pretty good. I think part of the reason is the drum beat in the background. The part of the reason that makes this so good is that it goes here, and the drum, even though you're swaying your head like this, the point that I'm getting at is that throughout this song, you never feel like you're at rest because the drum is always reminding you that we're at a really fast pace. Even though you're swaying your head really slow, there is this underlying kind of go, 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 go. And then we get to the chorus and it just all kind of breaks loose. How do we effect that tempo change also musically? Well, that's a good question. You make sure that all your instruments open as well. So all the sound opens up. So everything has been slightly muted at this point. Listen. Everything is so muted. It just kind of, nothing's open yet. Obviously the voice is just going to do what the voice does. But everything's still kind of muted. Still muted. And then listen to this. Drums open. Hi-hat opens. Trumpets open. Voice opens. Everything goes to ah. Like everything says ah. That's it. If you hear here, it's almost like everything's saying ooh. Listen to that. It's like all the instruments in the band are going ooh. Ooh. And then they open to ah. Here we go. Can you hear that? Can you hear the difference? Obviously musical instruments can't say ooh and ah, but that's the feeling you get, right? That's how you can know how to, like, if you want to make that track just really open up, change your oohs to ahs, and you can do that musically with instruments as well. It's really, really, really cool. It can be very effective as well. So yeah, that's awesome. I listen to Jhariah a lot. Okay, he has a lot of bangers. Sick. Very, very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So like I said, right? So even though the voice hasn't really changed, a lot of the background voices are literally changing from ooh to ah. Like you can literally hear them. And then the instruments follow suit. They get louder, and they get more brassy and more open. They play louder. And that's the kind of transition that you need for this. That's what makes it work. Because it is a jump cut. It wouldn't have worked if you didn't know musically how to sell the jump cut. So they know how to do this, clearly, so that they can just kind of break the first tempo and start the new tempo immediately with no warning and no like lead up into it at all, because there wasn't. So if that wasn't there, it wouldn't hit nearly as hard, and you wouldn't think like, wow, what a crazy break, I'm now following immediately. Like, this is just a snap, you know? It wouldn't feel as good. So yeah, very cool. Here we go. Let's keep going. Another thing. Oh. Okay, another thing is that it's in the same chord. It's in the same key. So that doesn't change either. So that's another thing that makes it work a lot better. The transition from the chorus to the verse is a lot smoother than the transition from the verse to the chorus. Hear that? Because it matches with the singer's the singer's vocals. The singer's vocals take us through from the chorus to the verse. Listen. Lovely transition. Here. Much easier to feel that transition. So that is what a smooth, I would say this is a musical match cut. So if you're in cinema, by the way, if you're in cinematography, you know the difference between a jump cut and a match cut. A jump cut just makes no sense. It's just a cut from one to the other. I mean, sometimes it makes sense, but you know what I mean. It doesn't like match anything. A match cut is where you take one element in the scene and then you cut everything else. You do a jump cut for everything else, but one of the elements stays the same. There's some really, like, match cuts are very satisfying if they're done right. And this is what I call a musical match cut, where instead of the jump cut from chorus to verse in the beginning, now you got, from verse to chorus in the beginning, now from chorus to verse, you have a match cut using the word die that the vocalist uses, and then it goes into the verse again. We change tempo once again. Yeah. So as this continues, I am loving the way that the piano seamlessly fits into the background to the extent that you almost don't even register that it's there, but it is. Same with the bass guitar. You almost don't recognize it. And I'll tell you why. Because the two main characters in this song are the vocals and the drums. The drums play this incredible kind of almost a counter melody to the vocals. But drums can't play counter melody, I hear you protest. Well, they actually kind of can. Not only do, like, toms on a drum, they can be set to play specific notes. It's only just for a little bit that you hear the note, and you have to really be listening to hear the note. But, like I've said a million times before in many other music analysis sessions, or media analysis as well, just because you don't hear the note doesn't mean your brain doesn't hear the note. Your brain hears the drum note. So that's why there's some drums called... also, there are layers. Absolutely, Baron. So sometimes you got a certain type of drum in percussion, in orchestra percussion, called a timpani, which are those three giant bell drums that you have. And when you play them, you literally have to set them to notes. You have to, like, tighten the skin over the drum so that you can set it to a certain note. And if you don't, it sounds weird, even though the average listener of the orchestral piece would not think, oh, the timpanis are out of tune. You still feel it. It still feels weird. And that's why this is so cool. I'm not saying that I'm going to now pick out all the notes that the drums are playing, but all I'm saying is that drums have a potential to play counter melodies just as well as any other instrument because they have rhythm as well. There's that percussive nature to them that creates that melody. And it's almost as if the drum is a secondary singer here for the actual vocalist. And the tandem that they do together, this kind of duet that they do throughout this is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. So cool. Oh, you were in percussion. So cool, Gabby. Do you mean, like, did you play kit or did you play, like, timpani stuff or did you play both? That's very interesting. I used to do percussion as well when I was in orchestra. And when I was in university, I did a choir and I played percussion there as well. Yeah. I love percussion. It's really, really cool. see, now what's really interesting is that I'm doing this now because I can feel the speed coming up now, which is very different from the first bit. The first verse, you could hear us kind of sway the head, and then when the chorus came in, it was like, oh shit, this is fast. And now we're back in the second verse, and now you can feel the speed a little more quickly. Very cool. Ooh! Oh, that was so cool. Hang on. Oh, just that. I'm listening to drums. So now I really, really love the vocalist. I really want to give a shout out to this because, like, yo, so good, man. Now here's the thing. here's the thing about vocals when you go as high as this. It's not easy. It's not easy at all, and especially with a masculine voice. And if you but just remember that high doesn't always equal good. It's got to sound good as well. There are a lot of places that reward people for, like, man, we love hearing just men singing super high because it just sounds awesome and poppy and stuff. And then it sounds like pretty shitty. But just because it's a high note, it's like impressive or whatever. You got to make sure that you're good up there as well, right? So, and what's interesting about this is that it is good up there. But there is a pitfall, but I'll show you what I mean. So here's the thing. Listen here. That there's a lot of stability there, a lot of support there, and then listen to that break there. Now, here's the thing. That I can 100% believe that vocal break is on purpose because it's very much a begging, like, please, like there's that. You can hear my voice did it as well. There's that automatic wish to just beg and let go of the music because the music doesn't matter. I'm just begging and etc. That's a really effective technique that you can use there. So that itself is part of the vocal technique as well. But it's a real trick to not sound bad there and not sound like your voice cracked because you didn't have the support. So know the distinction. So that big break there, it's not a voice crack. It's not accidental voice crack because he didn't have support. It's a purposeful voice crack because he did have support. So it's really tricky to hear the distinction when it's going so fast, like in the moment. But if you play it like isolated like this, you can always tell when a vocalist just doesn't have that support and they're straining hard up there. It doesn't sound good. This sounds really good. And one of the things that makes it sound good, and one of the things that you can tell, if you're looking for signs of, like, how can I tell whether someone is really straining up there or whether they actually have support? Vibrato. A really well-trained singer will have vibrato up in the high notes as well, because vibrato means that your stomach, your diaphragm is vibrating and creating that sound as well. That means that there's support there. That vibrato at the end of a sustained note. What do I mean by vibrato? I mean, there's that shake in my voice. That helps the note stay in tune. It's kind of weird because actually I'm moving the waveform to kind of change the note slightly. That's what vibrato technically is if you slow it down. But altogether, it actually keeps me in tune. Like, it helps me keep from going sharp or flat here. Listen when he says understand. The word understand. Listen. Stand. Did you hear that? Let's try again. Can you hear that? That's how you know it's support. So he's got really good technique here. One of the main signs is because there's that vibrato there. So you can absolutely get that feeling that there is support and that this is a trained singer. Very, very impressive. It's really, really cool. I feel it, but I don't know how to explain well. That's why I'm here. And don't worry, just knowing that you can feel it is half the battle already won. that whole you don't notice but your brain does is a great way of trying to reframe it in your mind. Once you hear it, just knowing that you feel it is enough in most cases. Okay. we did a xylophone? Oh, don't know. Oh, a xylophone. Yeah. XYLO phone. Yeah. Very weird spelling. Then we started doing big drums. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. Wow. So good. Okay. I ran that back, so we don't need to go over it again. It's just so smooth. I love it. Now we get to expose that drum. Really get that skill in. Just hear that skill. As there's that arpeggiated chords in the background. Very good. How fast that beat is going, dude. I'm so impressed. To go that consistently throughout the whole song as well. Also that little slight... I'm gonna go over that break again. Oh, the little hi-hat. Listen to that. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. So cool. Super cool. Oh, we're rewinding. Okay. Chorus again? Yeah. Let's bump to the end, baby. Incredible falsetto work as well. And I'll tell you why he does falsetto here, by the way. Because, oh, God, I can't tell you. I don't know this person. I could pretty confidently say it's impossible for them to go that high in full voice on that syllable. I'll explain. I want you, where you are right now, to try and say the word ooh. Just try and say the ooh sound up there. Ooh, up there without going into head voice. You can't do it. It's impossible. I mean, it's not impossible. It's just really, really hard. And I'll tell you why. Because there's not a lot of air coming through. When you sing up in head voice, way easier for a masculine voice, I will say as well. Because oohs and e's and ahs for head voice are actually really easy for femme voices as well. Because that's very operatic. Ah for a femme voice up in head voice is very difficult. That's the most difficult one. But for me, ah is the easiest one, because as you go up higher in your full voice without going into falsetto, as you go higher, the ah sounds, you need more air, and that's lots of air, so you can really just kind of belt that out a lot better. But then when you close your mouth and you go into the e and the ooh and the eh, like that's shutting off airflow, which is keeping you from reaching that note in full voice, which is why it's way easier to just go into falsetto like he did here. That was phenomenal. That was absolutely amazing. I'm very, very, very happy that we got that recommendation. Sure. Somehow it's giving Vox from Has Been Hotel. It's giving me real Has Been Hotel vibes, yeah. I have, yeah, that was delightful. I agree with Taters. I think I've added it literally already. So I'm going to...
I added it when you were, like, on the first playthrough,
yeah,
like really early on. I was like, this is such a fucking bop.
Yeah, it's so cool. A bop is right, yeah.
Literally, like, I was trying to find another word because I've already said, like, this is such a delight. It's like, it's just so delightful.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only word I can come up with because it's so delightful. Yeah. I really enjoyed that. That was fun to listen to.
Yeah, that was awesome. My friends, you know when I said that I would go through all 7 tracks? I've decided that was a lie, and we're gonna end it there.
6.
But 6.
How many
excuse me.
did
Well,
we do?
it ended up being 7 because I forgot about demos, and then we did 7. We did 3, so that was good. So we've done 3
3
today.
is great.
I like keeping it on 3 because it also works with the thumbnail because I don't want to jam too much stuff into one stream, and it's also easier to do with the thumbnail as well. But yeah, I will send more of them. He has a lot of good songs. Excellent. So for those of you who are interested, if you do send recommendations in the Discord, there's something called Listen to This, which is just music recommendations, and then there's music stream requests, which is if you want me to particularly analyze a song, then you put it in there. So there's a difference between the two. All right, I'm gonna do let me react to things that I have listened to. That was very good. I don't know why I just put a hug emoji. Gonna put a tick there. Very good. And then we'll go.
It was like a hug to my ears.
Yeah, exactly. God, what a treat today. And I think the theme, if we're gonna do a theme, if there's gonna be a theme, it's gonna be it'll probably be tempo changes because all 3 of the tracks that we listened to today were all they all had something to do with like changing the rhythm, changing the beat, things like that. I think that's really awesome. Obviously some more than others, but yeah, such bangers as usual today. I'm so incredibly lucky that I have people around me with such interesting music taste that can send me these absolute bangers that I can just enjoy and then tell you why they're cool. Like, how cool is that? What a privilege. I think this might be the one thing, one of the saddest things that I'll have to like wrestle with when the streams change. If you're new, I'll update you again. In a couple of months, the streams will change to be like more focused on tabletop stuff, which I love as well. But I think just to like look after my own time and stuff, we're gonna have fewer streams in the week as well, especially if my freelancing gigs pop off, which I'm hoping they will. If or when that happens, I think this will be one of the things that I miss the most. Definitely the music analysis. This is one of my favorite things.
But maybe that's something that we could do like just as Discord pals, you know?
Yeah, maybe just like a hangout session. I can just
have a little hangout in the stream.
Yeah. You know what I would love to do is, for once, I would really like to not talk and have other people tell me why they think something is good. You know, I think that would be great. So if anyone else would like to, do a little bit of analysis, that would be awesome. I would love to hear other people's thoughts about this kind of stuff. Obviously, I do when we listen to it, but I'm usually the one that's like anchoring things. It would be nice to give the reins to someone else.
I'm so enjoying learning these things because these are just not things that I've been like exposed to.
Yeah.
Especially because my closest like learning with music was surrounding Ukrainian folk music, like very like traditional Ukrainian music.
Sounds very interesting though.
Yeah, well, it was. I could tell you the different regions that different Ukrainian songs are from.
We can do a music stream with Ukrainian traditional music exclusively, just for
for me. Well, that's where like most of my education around any sort of education around music was. So learning these things now, where you're like explaining they do this, or this is round, or this is open, or they're like those things are like so cool for me. So like I have no input, but I'm just like so happy to be here. But it's like I'm definitely noticing these things more now that I've been listening to your streams on this for like the last I don't know, year, 2 years, however long. So yeah, it's I unfortunately I'm not able to give great commentary, but I appreciate it.
No, even your presence, everyone's presence here so far is lovely. It's just nice to spreading knowledge, man, is great. It's one of my life's passions, and I will continue to do so as long as there are people around. Don't know if it'll let me join the Discord, but a good song to listen to could be Void by Melanie. Why wouldn't you be able to join? Are you under 13? I think 13 is the age limit. If you are, that's fine. But I mean, that would explain it, obviously. I'm just curious. 13 is the limit. So if you're under 13, then you wouldn't be able to join. You'll stop music analysis entirely after focusing on TTRPG? Look, at some point, everything must come to an end, right? Like, nothing lasts forever, and that's what makes things beautiful. So I think if, at either way, whether we will transform into a TTRPG stream or not, I'm never going to be able to do this tomorrow. Forever. So eventually it will end anyway, and even when for whatever reason that it ends, I will miss it very dearly, because it is one of my favorite things to do, like one of my favorite ways to spend time. But yeah, I think oh, there's Discord for tablets. Yeah, don't worry, you can join on tablets. There's definitely a tablet Discord.
There's also a website, so you can also.
Oh yeah, there's a browser. Yeah,
you
just use your browser in your tablet as well. Yeah. Yeah, but as I said, Baron, yeah, if I do go into TTRPG, I will bring most of the stuff we do on stream to just a private Discord call if you want to, just whenever you feel like it. My plan, at this moment, I can give you my plan like way more sort of bare bones. My plan right now is to take, is to run a campaign. I talked about this in the last TTRPG stream, but I've been thinking of running a campaign for this whole year, actually. Like, it's been kind of a dream. And I'd love to stream a tabletop campaign for people. I think that would be fantastic. I've tried to do it before. It worked really well. Like, I really, really enjoyed doing it. But when the campaigns fell apart, then obviously that it didn't work out. So I'd love to do that now with an established community of people whom I know have like-minded values and interests, and we're all together to learn things. I think I feel way more confident about taking what we've created already and turn that into something more like tabletop focused, because through that I feel we could also learn more about it as well. What I want to do is take the campaign will be on an education focus as well. So I would love to use it as a medium for instruction of how to talk to each other, how to resolve conflicts, how to do things like that. So I would love, I can't wait for opportunities to turn to the chat and be like, this is a cool strategy that you can use for this, and et cetera, et cetera. That's the kind of vibe I'm going to go for, the kind of angle we're going to move through. I go, of course, against the backdrop of a regular campaign. And it's also going to be a couple of campaigns, I think. It might change. I haven't set anything in stone yet, but my idea is that we do campaigns maybe 2 months at a time, and every 2 months we just swap out the players. The world stays the same, but characters change, players change, because that means everyone in the community can essentially get an opportunity to play. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. And if we do that, then I've often been thinking. I've often been thinking about how the streaming 6 times a week. I love doing this for free, and I don't think about this as a money-making opportunity at all. But if I had earlier this year I had a full-time job. There's no ways I could stream for 6 hours for 6 times a week and have a full-time job as well. I tried taking away my Tuesday, Thursday morning streams and just doing 4 streams a week last year for a year while I had the job, and it was it burned me out so intensely. So yeah, if I'm gonna start making some money soon, so I can't stream this often forever. So yeah, that's gonna be a plan as well. Cool. That's all I have to say for today. So I'm gonna go. Goodbye.
That's it. Stream's done.
I will, yeah. I will
Just
hang
like that.
out a little bit longer while I plan the next stream, so I'm not going to leave Discord. We can chat for a little bit, but,
Cool.
But for the moment, I will say goodbye. Thanks for being here, Taters, and for lending me your ears and your mouth for a while. And thanks for your input, and I will chat to you later.
Thanks for having me.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Everyone here, it's been lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. We've seen some new faces. So cool. Thanks for being part of the community. Speaking of community, we do mention joining the Discord a lot, but I will be, as the streams develop into that kind of TTRPG vibe, I will be doing more YouTube community stuff, so you don't actually have to join the Discord anymore to get updates. I'll talk on the YouTube community tab as well as we move forward, as we develop things. So, without further ado, let's end this. It is 3 minutes past 12, exactly 2 hours after we started. What a lovely milestone to end things. Thank you all so much for being here and tuning in. No matter how you've engaged with this content, please know that you were welcome here, and it's been lovely having you here. If you're watching the VOD in the future, hello, goodbye. And if you were lurking in chat, that's totally cool as well. Please make sure you have a lovely day, and if you don't, that's okay too. Don't worry. We're all only human. Make sure you drink enough water, stay hydrated, be kinder to yourself than you're currently being, and I will see you in the next stream in 10 hours from now, where we do it all over again. Take care.